I know what's gonna happen in Injustice 3. I do. Once again, this is partially leaks, partially speculation. If you want to go into the game blind, please turn off now. But please do be nice and give me a follow, like, save, comment, all that good stuff. Sorry to make you guys work like that, but kinda have to. Gotta eat. Injustice 3, subtitle, Gods Will Fall. Its reveal is going to be late 2026 at the Game Awards. It's going to release around mid to late 2027 to celebrate the roughly 10-year anniversary of Injustice 2. Next, the cameo system, or the sidekick system, will be transferred over from Mortal Kombat 1. An anti-zoning meta will be brought in, along with a power meter, 3 to 4 customization slots, purely cosmetic. Thank you, Lord. Intro dialogues with occasional fourth line from the sidekick coming in. We are going to have the multiverse map, similar to if you played Mortal Kombat 1, the Invasions mode. Similar to that. Similar, just with a DC aesthetic and arguably better. The Star Labs and the classic arcade / towers for like the character endings will be coming back as well. Now for the plot. This game is going to be set after the Batman Wins ending. Main villain for the game is going to be Nekron, heavily inspired by the Darkest Night event, who will be using Black Lantern rings to tear a hole in the multiverse, using these rings to resurrect fallen heroes and villains from the first 2 games, such as Lois Lane, Joker, Shazam, etc. John Constantine, Zatanna Zatara, Clarion Witchboy, Etrigan, various others will also show up, as conventional means do not work against Black Lanterns. Clarion will end up betraying at a somewhat pivotal point in the game. Wow, that's a lot of alliteration. Big spoiler here. Everyone gone walk be gone? Good. Batman dies in a self-sacrifice. Very, very sad. At least he went out like a hero. Supergirl will be forced with no option but to free Clark, that being Superman, from the Phantom Zone. Ending choice of the game will be either for Clark to accept Lois's fate as a freak accident, which is the good ending, or to not do that, which will result in him spiraling back into the regime, the over-dictator stuff, all that. 28 characters have been confirmed for base roster, those being Aquaman, Batman, Black Canary, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Cheshire, Cyborg, Deathstroke, The Flash, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Harley Quinn, John Constantine, Zatanna Zatara, Joker, King Shark, Lex Luthor, Metallo, Mirror Master, Nekron, Poison Ivy, Ra's al Ghul, Red Tornado, Robin, Damian Wayne. Robin is Damian Wayne, just confirm. Supergirl, Superman, Raven, and Diana Prince, also known as Wonder Woman. Pre-order DLCs will be Anti-Monitor, Johnny Cage, Fire God Liu Kang, Etrigan, Livewire, excited to see her show up, He-Man, and Neo from The Matrix. As for the cameos, or sidekicks, really don't have that much info on them, at least from what I was able to scrounge up. We do know that Deadman, Nightwing, is showing up, along with Beast Boy, a resurrected Shazam, and Tim Drake, Clarion, Detective Chimp, Blue Devil, Saint Walker, Ted Kord, Blue Beetle, Crypto, Stargirl, might be Booster Gold, might, Saint Walker, and Gleek of the Wonder Twins. I got that. Along with 3 DLCs, additionals that I was able to find, those being Big Barda of the New Gods of Apocalypse, Sauron from Lord of the Rings, Lord Sauron, and Invincible, Mark Grayson. Major expansion pack will release roughly a year after the game. That will involve a sequel campaign of various villains trying to get the Black Lantern rings after Nekron's defeat. Also, day 1 crossplay will be here, so players from Xbox will be able to go against PlayStation players and vice versa. Whew. Now for my thoughts on this. How all of this leaked, I have no idea. I straight up got all the stuff written down right here. I saw this earlier today. I'm like, I gotta get this down. I don't know if this video is gonna get taken down. If it does, make sure just like to follow and stuff, please. I've seen other people on YouTube and here on TikTok as well talking about this. So yeah, this is gonna be pretty interesting. As for the game, I am incredibly excited to see where it goes, how all of this fits together. As for the expansion, I would say just have it be like Anti-Monitor showing up or just something like that to kind of bring him into the game. Once again, I'm drawing a parallel more to Mortal Kombat 11 or 11 Ultimate Edition due to the fact that I made Shao Kahn on there. Anti-Monitor, at least according to leaks, is going to be very much a Shao Kahn type character, that being an incredibly brutal tank heavy hitter. That's going to be very interesting, using antimatter waves to fight his combatants. A bit of controversy on Zatanna, whether she's going to be base roster or she's going to be cameo. Preferably, I would, given how large of a role it was stated she has in the story, according to leaks I saw, working very closely with John Constantine. That's a separate issue. I would say put her in base roster, please, especially given the fact that Dr. Fate got killed last game by Brainiac. If any of you guys remember the last game, I know it's been 10 years since it came out, but still. I've given my thoughts on Injustice prior, saying that, like, as a standalone thing, it's good. But once you start to actually put it in context with, like, the mainstream DC comic and stuff, it muddies a lot of stuff up. A lot of stuff, just because power scaling doesn't quite really apply here. A lot of plot holes, a lot of inconsistencies, but that's more so just if you're a hardcore lore guy like me and stuff like that. But as Injustice as a thing on its own, I dig it. It's quite great. I like. Also good news, there's going to be a series of comics coming out, so will this be year technically 12 of Injustice, if we're counting first game all the way up until end of 2? I'm not entirely sure. I'm very excited that we're getting the more magical side of the DC universe showing up. Clarion Witchboy, very, very excited to have him show up. Big fan, one of my favorite characters. Zatanna as well, probably my favorite character from DC, just because the outfit, well, the main default attire she's going to have in game, cutscenes and all that, will be heavily inspired by her DC AMU appearance in the film Justice League Dark. Except, according to it, going to have more of a longer trench coat, combat boots on as opposed to heels, and her hair is going to be more wavy to symbolize the, quote, end of the world aesthetic. Trigon will not show up, at least from what I've seen, as I feel like he'd be a bit too overpowered, and we were getting Necron and Anti-Monitor already, so I mean, I kind of feel like that balances out a good bit. Interesting thing here, I feel as if you have more villains on the roster, it makes it, I don't want to say more fun to play, but I feel like, I don't know, let me know what all you think down in the description. For fighting games, do you prefer to have more heroes or more villains? Personally, for me, more villains, because I feel like that makes the stakes feel more overwhelming for the good guys to try and, like, get through, at least personally. Another thing, what was it? Yeah, they are completely redefining the meta for the game, which I am quite happy about. As if any of you guys played Mortal Kombat 1, you know how sweaty those people were, especially just in casual matches online, not just the competitive ones. That was utterly horrendous. Also, crossplay is going to be fully stabilized. I was playing a few matches on Mortal Kombat 11 with a good friend of mine, and it was bugging out, lagging quite a lot, so much so you could argue that the wins and losses depended on if it would lag out or not, which is quite dumb in my opinion. I do hope NetherRealm fully fixes that, and we don't have to deal with these problems come Injustice 3. Gods Will Fall. I am very excited to see this. We do know that the late, great Kevin Conroy, this will be his, technically, I believe, his final game, recording lines, or his lines as Bruce Wayne, this version of Batman. Well, according to what will be archive footage, as his character will be killed off here. I'm excited for this to come out, really I am. I know I just yapped for like 9 minutes on all the juicy details and everything, and no one's going into it blind. I will say yes. As for next Mortal Kombat game, just give us Hanzo Hasashi Scorpion, please. And please get rid of Shao's like horns and stuff. He's not Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf might show up. That'd be interesting. Very interesting. Him and Anti-Monitor. Darkseid War? I don't know. Injustice 4, give us Grail. Or Orion. Or both. Make the New Gods the center of the conflict. That'd be interesting. Yeah, so once again, let me know what you all think. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that. Check the YouTube page, Cash App, all that good stuff. And yeah, have a good night, and have a good one.